Hello again. Just going to do a little talk about talking to the bereaved. I apologise for the noises, things rubbing off the desk and stuff like that. I know it kind of muffles the mic, um, but just purely amateur here. So how do we talk to someone who's after losing someone very important to them? They're broken hearted, they're devastated, and in what we do normally is in society is the 3 day thing, isn't it? More or less. So you do the person dies and a few people will go to the house and meet up and do all the support stuff, which is lovely, that togetherness, and the family comes together and so on, and the very close friends come together and they have a lovely piece of talking and noticing for themselves the person has passed on and died. And then you'd have the second day, possibly the wake, where everyone else, the house is either open or it's in somewhere else. The people come and they visit the body and so on. And in that place, does the condolences. So generally, people come in and they do a little march through one at a time. Sorry for your loss, and continue on. So the third day then obviously is the funeral. All going to normal standards. Like there's no big bank holidays, nothing suspicious, nothing, normal stuff. So in the funeral then you do the normal marching down, and what used to happen, I know pre-COVID, was at funerals you'd go down and the bereaved would be sitting at the front pew and the people would march down the aisle and they'd shake hands and they'd go round whoever's in the front and they'd shake hands. Very sorry for your loss, very sorry for your loss, and move on, move on, move on. It's a very clinical something about that, but something reassuring in the individual being able to offer that to them. And the person also, it doesn't really matter what you say, because the person's, if they're able to notice who's there, there's something lovely about that. So that's one thing then, some reassurance. And then after all this happens, and after the person's buried, and after everyone has the bit of social bit at the end of the funeral, the person goes home. And if they're going home, if it's just themselves and the person that died, they're going home alone. Or there might be a father, a son, or a child, or someone might stay over, stuff like this. But the loneliness is incredible for that person. They're essentially going home alone. That family, if it's a family, is going home alone. They've lost someone very significant from their life, and they're going home alone with this intense pain and nowhere to put this. So they're in silence, they're in pain, and they're just alone. So what can you offer that person? And I know through talking to people who have been desperately bereaved, it's difficult for people to approach them. And I recognise that when the person's telling me that they seen a number of people in the town who would pass them actually cross the road to avoid them, and intentionally, that intentional not making eye contact thing that you're very aware of. The I'm looking over here. Oh, what's that over here? Kind of thing. It's that they noticed that they noticed they caught you. They noticed that you crossed the road. You didn't get away with it. But I'm very aware that your own fear and your own, I don't know what to say here is happening in you. And if I say this to them, if I say again, I'm sorry for Blip's death, that's, you're thinking this is going to bring it up for them, and I'm not going to be able to hold their emotions in the middle of the town. So the best thing for me is to avoid them. Speaking directly to the bereaved, I can tell you that's not true at all. They would prefer you to come up to them and say it to them, and say something like, I was actually really scared. I was really scared coming over to you. I didn't know what to say because I was afraid of upsetting you. But I'm just checking how you are. Are you okay? Is there anything I can do for you? That would mean more to the person than you trying in your way to protect their feelings and avoid them and cross the road. So don't cross the road, is what I'm saying. If you see someone, it's uncomfortable, but it's 10 times more uncomfortable for them seeing you not willing to come to them. So go to them, walk up to them, and it's okay to say, I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry. How are you doing? How are you doing? Is there anything you need? Will you tell me if there's anything you need? That lovely piece of that closeness. And, and then they might say to you, well, I'm just I can't figure out how to get blah, blah, blah. I meant to go to the bank and say, and if you have the time, that could be a lovely thing to do for that person, and think how great you'll feel. So it's honestly, it's about you coming to them with your vulnerabilities and your own fears and your genuine, I don't know what to do here. Bring that to them. And they would really appreciate, and this is coming from people that have been really badly bereaved, they would really appreciate you coming and talking to them, because they're literally, honestly, there's nothing more they will want to talk about than the person who's passed on. They would love to be able to keep that image and that memory alive, and they want to know these lovely stories of that person. And it's okay to come up to them and say, do you know something? I can remember a time when I met Blip down the pub, and he came out here and he was drunk and he tripped over that step there and fell on his bum and said something really funny. That keeps them alive, and it's okay to keep them alive because they're still going to go through the process. So, but they have to have that lovely connection, that memories, because those, you have to remember as well, the person is not only losing the love that they, that love, or the person that they've lost, if it's a partner, a significant other, whoever it is, father, mother, child, husband, spouse, whatever it is, they're losing that person, but they're also realizing that they've lost the pieces of that person they've never known, and they need to get that wholeness, that holistic sense of that person, to be able to let that person go. So if you're going to offer something that they don't know about that person, that'd be really helpful. But generally, it's okay to approach someone who's after losing someone and talk to them. It's less okay. And if you have to do it because you're protecting yourself, that's absolutely fine. You're okay with that. But it's like, go to them and say to them, I really don't know what to say here. And they'll say it. They'll say, they'll come out with the talk. I understand, or whatever kind of thing. And I'm just down here doing such and such. And say, oh, maybe do you want a hand? And maybe then, so that person needs to be in this life as well. Continue on whole life or his life, whatever they need, and then from that gain something that they've lost in this. So I hope that's helped. If there's anyone that has any criticisms or complaints or thinks it's rubbish and Mr. Rambley needs to shut up, let me know. I'd really appreciate comments. Thank you so much for watching.